Fantastic. So we're going to turn back to back with the swing at our hips to come into a forward fold. So when you come into a forward fold, when you look between your legs, you should be able to see me. So the swing is in front of you. We're going to plant our feet on the ground, the forward fold, just like it sounds. Feet are in the center of the mat. Make sure everything is aligned. So feet are in the center of the mat. Let's find those alignments quickly. Where's the center? Okay, very important. Feet are planted, feet are in the center of the mat. Great. Now drape your body weight forward, clasp your elbows, and just lay out from side to side. Where's the center of the mat, Lainey? Walk it away. Walk to the center of the mat. This one? Yeah, so center, so middle, like you're at the movie theaters. Okay? Everybody wants to know.
Am I high enough?
You just walk your feet to the center of the mat and you'll be high enough.
Like that?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So if your feet are at the back of the mat, you won't feel like you're high enough. But it's better to be lower in the forward folds to make it easier, to be honest with you. That is when we raise both the leg loops and the swing, everything's more challenging. So my swing's a little bit high, but it's okay. Just gonna work with it, sway it out from side to side. Then from here, we're gonna go ahead and reach back for the ankles. And then we slow it down. We can inhale, arch, and pulse. Exhale, go ahead and just round in a little bit, tuck in, whatever feels good, whatever way you wanna start to stretch out the body. And go ahead and round in. Good, inhale and forward. I'm gonna come in the same direction as you guys, so it'll be a little bit better for the video. And my bum. Okay, great. So inhale, look forward, exhale, round in. Now we can go to a couple different places from here. Let's try our floating leaf again. We're gonna bring our hands to the ground. As you start to walk your feet back to the back of the circle, you can bring your forearms down and then you'll be floating. So when you're floating, your feet are only a foot off the ground, not higher than the hips, that's for sure. So you have a little bit of play there, and then we can sway a little from side to side. We're just practicing with getting that length through the whole spine, through the torso, but also just getting the nice massage in the hip flexors from the swing sway. Yes, nice, very nice. It's a little bit of a rolfing session, so don't go too big or it's more intense. You can just play with the micro movements. So that's floating leaf. Okay, no weight in the upper body. So then we can replant our toes. So we're on the balls of the feet, and then you can extend your arms past the front of the mat. So you're really stretched out. You're not in a U, you're in a V. So to get into the V shape, go ahead and press your chest towards your knees. Stretch, lengthen. And then we're reviewing, right? So inhale to the cat's meow, which is arch and look up, stretch the belly, beautiful. Exhale, go ahead and push back and round in, pull your gaze towards your navel. Inhale, go ahead and arch and open, so undulating the spine in both directions, beautiful. Exhale, go ahead and round in, squeeze. Inhale, pulse forward, arch. And then exhale, go ahead and round in, sink back. All right, we're gonna inhale, let's go ahead and add the left leg. So left leg raises, arch and open. Exhale, go ahead and squeeze. So the feet stay towards the back of the mat. So don't move the feet, go ahead and leave yourself in a, we're on the left side. And then exhale, squeeze in. One more time, inhale, lift the left leg. Arch and open. Exhale, go ahead and squeeze. And this time when you arch and open, I want you to go ahead and, so come from the rounded position and go ahead and kick the foot up and hook it. See if that is easier. So you arch and you kick and you open. Yeah, there you go. So we're hooked. One-legged down dog. Go ahead and press your chest back towards the right leg. So when you press back, make sure you're grounding your heel. It should not touch, but then you're getting this nice long line of energy through the back of the calf on the right side, as well as all the way up into the top of the hamstring insertion point for the sit bones. Okay, inhale, go ahead and pull forward. We're going to practice our standing splits again. Right foot is in the very center of the mat, middle. So find the center. I'm going to put like a little mandala on the mats, and then we'll be able to find those spots easily. Go ahead and straighten that left leg up towards the sky. So big stretch here, right? Straighten the left leg as much as possible. And then see what it's like to hang. So the first thing you're going to do is bend your elbows. If you can try and balance, come out to angel wings. So when we stretch the arms out, and it's a balancing pose, so see if you can find it. And then to come into the fingers clasped behind the back, pull them down towards the floor. That's another way to practice.
How you doing back there?
What happened? It's easy to flail around in this one.
You can't move.
Good. All right, slowly bring your hands back down. Start to slide in.
Stick with that.
Walk yourself back to the down dog, happy dog. Happy dog is when we wag our tail, remember? So go ahead and just shake it out. Oh, that was intense, right? So let's just take a moment to cleanse here. So inhale, arch, cat's meow, right leg lifts. Look up. Exhale, go ahead and squeeze and round in. Knee to nose. Inhaling, undulate forward, arch. Stretch the belly, beautiful. Exhale, go ahead and round and pull in. Inhaling, lift, open. Nice, guys. Exhale, go ahead and round. Squeeze. Last time, inhale, lift. Look up. And then exhale, this time you're going to squeeze, round in. This time when you expand, you're just going to hook your foot. Go ahead and hook your foot. Come into the one-legged dog. See if it's easier to come into it that way. Does anybody find that easier?
You lift your chest?
Well, if you go like this, and then you kind of come up and hook. Yeah, I think it's a little bit easier to get it. So anyhow, so it's almost like a little karate kick there. Now we press our chest towards the standing leg. Go ahead and ground that left heel down. So you notice that the foot is pulled in tight towards the bum here, right? We don't float away quite yet. So one pose at a time. We get the back of the hamstring open before we hop into the standing splits. So we're going to inhale, look forward, bring that left foot to the very center of the mat, middle, and then try and straighten the right leg. I also find it easier to hop the foot forward first, then straighten, and then once you find your balance, bend the elbows, and then try floating. You might veer off to the side. If that happens, replant your foot, find balance. If you got the wings down, really good, then you can practice clasping the hands behind the back. So once you get your hands behind the back, it's really good to kind of wiggle the shoulders open. That way you get the hands towards the floor. Squeeze the palms together or have the fingers open if anybody likes those details. I like to twist a little from side to side, plus I get to see what you're doing. There you are. Okay, great. All right. Slowly release. You're spring-loaded, right? So release nice and slow. Gentle on the shoulders. Plant the hands down. Then you're going to just bend the knee. Bend the knee. Walk it back. Happy dog. Feet towards the back of the mat. Stretch it out. Sway from side to side. Maybe you want to do some loop-de-loops, figure eights. You can really just play in the space. See what you like. Very good. Shake it out. Awesome. So let's go ahead and try some chaturungas here. So we did the one-legged hooks, and we're going to try both legs hooked. First, we come into a plank pose. So I like to really lift my chest. Do you remember yesterday we were practicing pushing our feet down into the earth in order to lift the chest? So if the feet go too high here, you're not able to lift the chest. So even though the floor is not right underneath your feet, feel what it would be like. And again, we're moving into advanced poses, so I'm giving more details. Push your feet down to lift your chest up. Yeah, that's better, Ben. Great. So it's a little bit of a different way of just letting your feet float away, and then your chest kind of sinks down towards the ground, but we're getting that leverage and that pivot point at the hips to have a nice plank body. Good job, guys. All right, can you get your shoulders right over your wrists? Yeah, there you go.
So it's a little strong then, right? You're like, oh no, I'm gonna pulse back. Really nice. Okay guys, so baby chattarungas. These are really good for beginners, so keep the feet heavy, but go ahead and drop the chest and bend the elbows towards the ribs. So not flaring out to the side, but you can feel how for those that chattarungas totally suck, that this would be a nice relief for them. They might like these just slightly more, and you can really adjust your weight that way. Okay, now we're gonna come back to our floating plank. We're gonna bend both knees. It's really important so the reason why I teach the one-legged dog is to make sure those feet do not float towards the sky. We pull them in tight towards our bum. Keep it nice and tight. You can even pull your feet down more. Yeah, like that. So if you want to practice pulling your feet up towards the sky and lose your anchor, just be like, oh no, oh no. Just bend your knees in if you ever feel like you're gonna lose your anchor. Okay, so play with that for a second, and then pull in your feet really tight towards the bum so you know why it's so important. And I'm telling you, people are just gonna float away. Their legs are just like, woo! So, so keep it nice and tight, kids. Okay, so now we're in upside down dog. So this is up dog. We press our chest back, it's upside down dog. So this is the add-on, right? This is when we go, the first part we did was the basics. We did that on Friday. And now when we start to press back, you can feel this is a much bigger stretch. So we turn our frown and our dog upside down. And then we inhale and pull forward. Now, you can try this, Lene. You can bend the elbows and come back, and I call this a cobra. So if you just do a little pulse here, you can stay with bent elbows, and it's a cobra. The hands stay shoulder distance apart. So for some people, this is really strong with the straight arms, but if you can keep the straight arms pulsing forward and back, we go from upside down dog to up dog. So in an up dog, we actually look up and stretch the chest like we would be doing on the ground, right? Yeah. So totally different. Very nice, guys. Okay, so go ahead and walk your hands back. So they're on the mat, a little bit, like maybe a couple inches. So walk your hands back, and then we can do our chaturungas here. So Sam, can you walk your hands back? There's only like 3 people, so I was joking. So go ahead and just bend the elbows, and see if you can feel how the chaturangas get a little bit more challenging there, right? So there's a little bit more weight to support. So those are the medium chaturangas. And then if you walk your hands to the center of the mat, then we're going to be doing chaturanga handstands. So, or push-up, handstand push-ups.
I'm
So,
on my head though.
well, don't go down all the way. Save your head. See, I would be on my head too. Yeah. So it's a push-up. So you're not going to do the little face plant yet. Yeah. So stay. Can you keep your chest straight in the center of your hands? So you keep looking down, right?
It's not very enjoyable.
Well, yeah. They're called push-ups, right? This isn't as enjoyable as push-ups are going to get. But thank you. I'll take note of that. Please put that in the suggestion box on your way out. Yeah. And today we have the comedic version of aerial yoga play. So we're going to come on down onto our forearms, which is way more enjoyable. Shake out your head. So we're going to come right into our tripod headstand, right? So you can see like, oh yeah. So our head should touch the ground. Everybody, if you're floating, it's totally okay, but the forearms are pressing down. We can create like a little spot for the top of the head. Now the feet can stay hooked and engaged, but they can relax too because your feet aren't doing anything, but your knees have to stay bending in, down towards your chest. Down is where that red mat is. You know, if we're upside down, it gets confusing. So another version, if you guys like, is just to unhook the feet, pull the knees together, and then down towards the chest. And then you don't have to actually have the feet hooked at all. So there are a couple different versions of headstand. So we're kind of jumping ahead to number 10, but we might as well just keep adding on to what we're doing. Nice deep breath. Just let it feel like restorative, but also strong, since headstand is considered the king of all postures in yoga because of its incredible healing effects on the body, right? So if it's the king of all postures, why don't we just go ahead and pop into a headstand with the the swing, you know, we can do all the other stuff, which is preparing us for headstand, but we get all the benefits just by being supported. Plus, when we pull our knees together, is everybody trying that one? Great. We actually get to knees together, we're spreading our sacrum. When our feet are hooked, our knees are out, the sacrum is still being compressed, so this particular move is really good for lower back pain and opening up any SI discomfort. So this is the one I do a lot for people with low back pain. It's really simple. Even though the head is touching, you'll feel that there's still length here. So if you want to have more suspension, you pull your knees down towards the earth. You see how my head comes up? Yes? Yes? No? Yes. And then when the knees come up, there's more weight in my head. So we're learning that lever, that pivot point at the hips, which is really easy to tell here because of our distance from our head touching the ground. Okay, great. So just a couple more breaths. If anybody gets tired of that feeling in the hip flexors, you can start to straighten your legs out. You start to straighten your legs out, the toes will make their way back down to the ground, and then we can go ahead and bring our hands down. One more down dog. Happy dog if you like. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the handstands here. And again, this is the part where you may or may not do everything. And then you just pick and choose like how much of a handstand practice you want to do today. So from our down dog, we can easily come into upside down dog. So try that with both feet now that we're getting super savvy. Good. Knees are heavy, right? That's key. So the upside down dog is when we press our chest towards the earth. Up dog is when we pull forward. Now if we want to do handstands and practice handstands, you walk your hands to the center of the mat. Everybody. Okay. Now push back. So this is one of the ways that I practice handstands is I push back, I open my legs wide, and I'm in wide straddle legs. So once you make sure your feet are lower than your hips, you can sway from side to side. Okay. Nice. You guys good? You fit like Legos back there? You're looking good. All right, cool. So this is one way to practice handstands. Make sure your arms are straight and push back. Push back towards me. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. So straight arms would be relatively easy wide straddle handstands. What do you think? Yeah. Kind of nice. Okay, keep walking your hands back. Keep walking your hands towards the back of the mat. Now there's a little bit more pressure. Keeping the legs heavy, particularly you, Sam. I mean, Ben. You, Sam, Celine. All of you. You guys are just only a couple people. Okay. That's why I do private trainings, because I can't remember. It's okay. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pull forward and we're going to try to hop. Just get our hips over our shoulders just a little bit. Just see if you can do it. Try and hop. Your feet are going to come up, but they're wide. So just try and hop there and see if you can do a handstand and balance. See what I mean? So get your shoulders.
Ooh, that's so fun.
Yeah. So this is a nice, thank you. This is way more fun. Now try a push-up there. So this is a nice way to practice doing the wide straddle handstands and finding your balance without falling over a ton of time.
That's hilarious.
So nice. Okay. I'm going to come help you. Keep your arms straight and walk them towards the back of the mat more. Yeah, just walk them towards the back of the mat more. Back here. Great. Please promise to keep your arms straight, okay? Okay. That's your job. Okay, great. So you're just going to hop like that. Straight arms, you promised. Okay. And then just slope back. So you hop. Yes. Straight arms and then back. That's it. Really good. That was it. Try it on your own. Go ahead and try it one more time on your own. He's like, no. 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 The answer's no. Very good. Okay. Come up nice and slow. You're going to be a little woozy because that was a long time. Right? I think I can actually take my turtleneck off now.
All right.
Love the handstands. Okay, guys. Now we're going to play. Now it's playtime, right? Playing with handstands. Now we're going to play with squeezing our legs back behind us. That way they can hook. Watch me. It is tricky, okay? So this might be where you just feel like watching for today. Just remember the camera's on, so let's keep it to the sides. Back. Let's try this. It's really fun. So, and this is all preparing us for the swinging salutations too. It all just works well together. Okay, so we're here. So see how graceful that was? Feet heavy to begin. Then we can pull our legs up and back. So the swing is between my knees. Okay, it has to be above the knees, not below the knees to get the hook. Swing the legs up and back. So once I'm there, I can lift my feet and float, which is super cool. But if you don't have the hook, the swing's going to slide right off. Which means you're not going to go super far, but, you know, the whole idea is creating this lock with the legs to float. Okay? Totally unnecessary, but really fun. So let's give it a try.
Do you have a name for that one?
I don't. Just the handstand hook. It is like Christ consciousness though, right?
Same position.
Yeah. We could call it crucifixion.
Yeah,
There's
Maybe the other one's more
crucify. Gotta crucify me.
just hanging Jesus.
Hanging Jesus. The swinging J. How's the swinging J? Okay, so walk your hands towards.
Hanging up the big J.
So swing at the hips. Go ahead and walk your hands towards the back. So it's important that they're towards the back of the mat. Okay, so then once you're there, you can swing your legs up and around behind you and then squeeze them together. Yes, straight arms the whole time. It's a handstand. And that will happen if you don't get the hook.
But I'm hooked. So why did it come off of me? So I'll try again. I'm just wondering.
This part here has to be above the knee. Yeah. Swing. Yeah. So go ahead and try it again. So you don't want to bring your hands up and grab the swing. You actually want to keep your hands on the ground, right? So yeah, whenever you want to come down, you just bend your knees, right? So walk your hands towards the back of the mat. And this is actually how, so wide, down, wide. Yes. Okay. So this is how I spot people. I grab the swing. You guys watching? Bring your legs wide and around. Wide and then back. Back, back, back. You push and then squeeze. Squeeze. Don't hook. Squeeze. On the other side. Squeeze. Squeeze your legs together really hard. Don't squeeze the swing. On the other side.
On the back side?
Back side. Yes. Okay. Squeeze. Okay. Because, so come back. Do it again. So without the hesitation and everything. Come on back. All the way. Okay. Yeah, right there. Cool. Let's try it again. Okay, come wide and then squeeze back behind you. Back the other way is behind you. Figure out where your butt is. Yes, all the way back. Not. Okay.
I missed it.
Come on down. Come on down. Okay. So no, come on down. Everybody's learning, so come on down. Come on down. So that hurt my wrist, okay? Because you don't squeeze my arms, you squeeze back behind you. So let's try it one more time and just watch. So this is in front, this is in back, right? So this is what you were doing, and then we'll do it the other way. So you were trying to squeeze in front of you, this plane here. You have to squeeze back behind you. See, my feet are way back over my head.
So you squeeze them first and then you bring them up? It's like letting the handstand fall.
So all the way back. See, I'm like in a back bend. So my knees can get, I'm exaggerating it, but my knees can get right there above. And then my feet are behind me. So your feet are here. Okay? So when we're upside down, it's not like immediately easy to take instructions. We have to come down, get the brain chemistry, then try again. Yeah, otherwise I just keep repeating myself louder and it doesn't really work.
So when you say the knees are above,
Let's try. So Ben, I want you to watch for one more.
Okay.
We're going to do Selena. Ask your question. Hands all the way back. So it's a wide straddle. You don't have to put the feet on this one. Okay. So this is how we adjust too. I grab the swing. So go ahead and move the legs wide and around. So up and back behind you. Yep, keep going. See how my hands are guiding her legs and then keep squeezing. Keep squeezing, keep squeezing. So it's a little bit below the knees, so it may or may not hold. Right, she has to go back more in order to get this hook right here. So that's what my hands are doing, is they're guiding her legs to try If it goes below the knee, it's going to slide out. And this is really hard, so that's why I just said there will always be something that I give you guys that you might want to practice, but you might not master.
So I'm trying to hook it here.
Yes.
Okay.
Knee above. If it's knee below, it's going to slide out. So her knees are nowhere behind her, right? And so you have to go all the way back. Yes. And now squeeze. Yeah. She just got it. You see
Is that
this
hooked
one?
enough?
It should be.
Wow.
This one is, yeah, right there. There you
Okay,
go.
I'm kind of getting it. But
Yeah. And now you can hook your feet.
But it's
Right, because it went below the knee.
By the time she got it up.
Yes. It's okay.